I want to bring in Bill Melugin for the latest on what we're hearing and the latest information coming out of this, Bill.
And Trace, that manhunt is very much still ongoing right now. We continue to listen in on those police scanners. They did announce that they found a vehicle of interest in that Lewiston area, again, about 15 minutes to the southeast of the initial shooting area. Based off what we're listening into right now, there's kind of a trail that they're focusing on in that area right now, where they're focusing a lot of their law enforcement resources. But just to kind of rewind and go through what we know right now, again, if we can pull up Robert Card's photo one more time. Just a short time ago, Lewiston police announced that this is their only person of interest in connection with this mass shooting right now. Again, law enforcement sources telling Fox News the numbers they have right now are at least 22 people dead and dozens of others injured. Now, we're getting more color on Robert Card's background, and it's concerning. Fox News did review an internal law enforcement bulletin going out to the Maine State Police, which says that Robert Card does have a military background. He's believed to be part of the Army Reserve. He's a firearms instructor and is known to have mental health issues. Particularly had reported hearing voices in his head, had previously threatened to shoot up a military base before, and as recently as this summer spent 2 weeks in a mental health facility, then was released. Now, those details there are going to raise all sorts of questions and red flags as to how he's got that rifle that he's holding in these photos right now. With those kind of mental health issues, going into a mental health facility this summer, there are going to be all sorts of questions asked as to how this guy was able to possess a firearm like that. Now, obviously, there's a chance that maybe he purchased it on the street or it's a ghost gun, that sort of a thing. The ATF will come in. They'll sort out all those questions once they eventually find this guy or take him down, and they're able to start trying to run emergency traces on that gun, what it is, where it came from. In the meantime, I can tell you just a short time ago, we actually got on the phone with a woman. We cold called her, who identified herself as the sister-in-law of Robert Card. So she is the sister-in-law of the suspect in this mass shooting. She told us, she kind of took a deep breath on the phone when we asked her who she was. She said, yeah, he's my brother-in-law, he's the suspect. I'm with police right now. I'm with my kids. I've got no further comment. So that means that police are gathering his family members to obviously try to get more intel on him, figure out where he may try to go, what his patterns would be, maybe try to use those family members to lean on him and contact him and maybe tell him to turn himself in. But that manhunt very much ongoing right now, and we continue listening in on that scanner traffic. I can tell you a short time ago, the local school district out there, Lewiston Public Schools, announced there will be no school tomorrow. Obviously, that's going to be a good idea considering there is a mass shooter hiding somewhere in their community, if he is still in that community. Again, most of the law enforcement response centered in that Lewiston area, where they announced tonight they found a vehicle of interest. That's going to be that white Subaru Outback we've been showing photos of earlier this evening. Police saying that this shooting happened many hours ago, earlier this evening. I believe they said just before 7 p.m. Eastern time at two separate locations, one a bar, the other a bowling alley. And the bowling alley is where we've been getting those photos of the suspect walking out with that rifle. What you're looking at there, that is, I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, Sheminges. That is the bar slash lounge where one of the shootings was. And we're told that the bowling alley was named Spare Time Recreation. And that's where you see the images of the man walking out with that rifle. The newest information we've gotten within the last 20 to 30 minutes is his name, his ID, and his background. Again, he is a firearms instructor with a military background, believed to be Army Reserve, believed to be with all sorts of mental health issues. Again, his sister-in-law telling us she is with police right now. That means they're with the family, obviously trying to figure out where this guy is going to be. And the car found in the Lewiston area. Again, this all happened about 35 miles north of Portland. Central Maine Medical Center, one of the main hospitals out there, saying earlier they were no longer going to take any patients because they are, quote, responding to a mass casualty, mass shooter event. Now, police held their press conference a short time ago, but it was pretty void of details. Really, all they did was announce this guy's identity, identify him as a person of interest, not going as far as saying he is a suspect, but they did not have a firm count on casualties or those who are dead. And that's potentially because we've heard those reports that dozens of people are injured. We've heard between upwards of 50 and 60 people are hurt on top of the more than 20 dead. Now, 50 to 60 injured doesn't necessarily mean 50 to 60 shot. What we often see in some of these mass shootings is, people will stampede or try to get out of a building. People can be run over. People can be hurt in other ways than being shot. But Trace, you've been mentioning this yourself, that it does sound like there is potential for these numbers to go up, and it could significantly be one of the more historic mass shootings we've seen in U.S. history. Right now, the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history would be the Vegas shooting in October of 2017. I believe that was 58 dead. We're going to have to wait and see what numbers come out of this one, Trace.
And I want to read this just so that our audience knows. If you saw the news conference from police, I want to read exactly what they released earlier, because they're saying here the Maine State Police is attempting to locate Robert Card as a person of interest regarding a mass shooting incident at Shemingee's Bar and Grill Restaurant and the Spare Time Recreation in Lewiston, Maine. Now, it says Card is a trained firearms instructor believed to be in the Army Reserve stationed out of Saco, Maine. According to law enforcement, Card recently reported mental health issues, to include hearing voices and threats to shoot up the National Guard base in Saco, Maine. Card was also reported to have been committed to mental health facilities for 2 weeks during the summer of 2023, which is in recent months, and subsequently released. Card was last known to be operating a Maine registration. I'll give the number. You don't need it. White Subaru Outback with a black bumper. That has been recovered. The subject should be considered armed and dangerous. Caution should be used if contact is made with Card or the vehicle. And yet, very quickly, Bill, and we're going to bring in Nicole Parker, but yet, when you got the police news conference here, you got a fifth of that information. They didn't release any of the key information there. And when you're looking for this guy, apparently a little bit reticent because of what? We don't quite know. Your quick final thoughts on this, Bill.
Yeah, I think it's important to point out that that information we're getting about his background, his military service, the mental health issues, firearms instructor, that is coming from an internal law enforcement sensitive document put out by the Maine State Police. That was initially sent out to law enforcement only. That eventually leaked to media. We got it here at Fox News as well, and we've been reviewing it. That did not go out to the public. We're only learning that from this internal document. What did go out to the public, as you mentioned, was maybe a quarter of that information. Basically, this guy's, it looks like his driver's license photo, his name, and the fact that he's a person of interest and armed and dangerous, and hey, if you see him, call us. That's essentially all the public got tonight. The color we're getting about his background, which is highly concerning when we're talking about those mental health issues, that's all coming from law enforcement sensitive document, which they did not intend to be, getting out into the public.
Sure. Yeah, Bill, stand by, and I'll get back to you in moments.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.